Welcome back. A jolting new medical headline here. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control show a spike in the number of American children with autism, up nearly, get this, 25%. New numbers show that 1 out of every 88 kids in this country is diagnosed with the disorder. 2006, to give you a frame of reference, the number 1 out of 110 children. So what is happening to our children? In this, the first part of our series on autism, we dug in for some answers. The jump in autism affects more than 1 million American children, a startling increase. Ava Christus seemed like a perfectly healthy child until she was 15 months old.
Come here, honey.
But when she didn't respond, wouldn't speak, her mother, Chris, knew.
When I called her name, she didn't turn around anymore. I would walk in the room and she wouldn't notice me.
Classic signs, autism. Nobody knows what causes autism, but Dr. Gary Goldstein, he's been treating autistic children for decades.
We had about 100 patients with autism coming for evaluation and services in a given year. We now have 2,000 active patients at the Kennedy Krieger Institute.
So are there more autistic kids now, or are we just doing a better job of diagnosing it?
I think it's both. There are more cases. There's certainly more awareness.
The CDC numbers from 14 states show that boys are 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism than girls, but no one knows why. The good news is more kids are getting treated earlier.
We see, after about 4 to 6 months, sometimes even less, of early intervention therapies, often dramatic improvements in the ability of this child to communicate and to interact socially.
Ava, who's 4 now, is getting what everyone recommends: intensive specialized schooling, 6 hours a day, helping her make the most of her world. And the CDC attributes the increase in part here to better diagnostics. And Andrew, everybody's got a personal connection to this.
Well, I know I do, and my family does. My nephew, he's now 14 years old. He's been diagnosed with and battling autism for some time. He's the sweetest young man you could ever possibly want to know, but he will sometimes get caught up in a loop in his head, it seems, where he's just, you know, in some other sphere, in some other universe besides the one that we're in, and real questions now about what will happen when he gets to 18 and beyond. Will he be able to care for himself? Will he be able to live on his own? Will my sister and her family have to care for him the rest of his life? It's incredibly difficult questions for the entire family.
Well, we even hear stories and go to the generation after that. When the parents get to be such an age and they can't, then what for the child? Yep. Don?
It's a real tough situation that many American families are dealing with. I have friends with children that are autistic, and you know, it's the schooling, that's what I'm thinking about right now. You have to fight sometimes the public school system to get placed into a school for autism. And I know any person, when you have a special needs child, as I do, it breaks your heart. My child's not autistic, but my child has epilepsy, grand mal seizures. It's very, very difficult.
And while people, it's not about dollars and cents, it is though. And to get reimbursement from the insurance companies, we're going to talk about all these things. It is Autism Awareness Month, and we're going to be bringing you every day this week more on an investigation into another aspect of autism, and our extended coverage will culminate this Thursday at 6 p.m. with our full 1-hour report titled Living with Autism. We're going to take a quick break, everyone. Talk at the table when we return.